Hi, I welcome you to another art blog, and for those who don't know me, I'm Eleanor and I have just started attending college. University began in October, and the reason why is this video coming out just now is because I filmed these videos for my Czech channel and I'm just trying slowly to translate them into English, and that takes some time. I will try to film some of the painting lessons, but they are only on Mondays, so there won't be much of that and you will mainly see me painting at home. Since I attend school in Prague but I don't live there, I commute 2 hours there and back every day. Fortunately, I have an individual plan, so I only have one mandatory day, which is Mondays, with over 8 hours of practice, mainly painting. After school, I went to an exhibition with my friend, and it was Clara Sedlo's exhibition, and the entrance was free because it was just in the theater lobby. On the way back to the train station, unfortunately, I couldn't resist and we bought a trdelník for 90 crowns. And because I don't live in Prague, so I don't buy trdelník that much, I remember when it costed like 50 crowns, so I was really shocked about the price. In Prague, I also bought a new turpentine, which I found is quite hard to find because the one I usually buy is no longer available anywhere. So I bought a new one, but I don't think there is any difference. I also treated myself with new paintbrushes and fixative, which I ran out of. I always use hairspray as a fixative, but I decided to try a normal one specifically for drawing. At home, I continued working on these two women in a hot air balloon. I wanted to add some animals because I do that a lot, so I started painting two cats, which I will give you a spoiler, I ended up repainting them. And I don't know if it was because I made them too small or they just didn't fit there. Here I watched Ruth Spear's new vlog, who is one of my most favorite artists, and she doesn't post on YouTube that much, so when she does, it's a must to watch them. So now, instead of just describing the obvious things that you see in the video, let's talk a bit about my time at college. Since I attended a grammar school for 8 years, studying art is something completely different for me. A completely different world, and I really enjoy it. I still struggle a bit with attendance, even though I have the individual plan so I don't have to worry about it, but I am still sad that sometimes I can't attend other class. Besides practice, I also enjoy the theoretical subjects, especially art psychology, where we analyze human expression in painting and such. And I was also really interested in anthropology, which is essentially the study of different cultures. At home, I continued working on this painting, and I must say I'm quite proud of it, how it's progressing. It's almost in its final stage now, and all that's left are the details. And now, about the erasing the cats. I think it looked much better without them. I will see if I will try to paint them again, but I already know about some mistakes I made because I took it to school for consultation with teachers, so there are a few things I want to adjust, and I'm not completely satisfied with the faces. So for now I will try to focus on that, and maybe in the future I will draw the animals again. I also went out for the first time in a while, and I went to get my glasses fixed, and I happened to stop by the library where they often sell books for like 5 crowns. So I grabbed 15 books there, and the way I choose books is based mostly on the illustrations because I like to browse through them, and if I'm interested in certain animal I will paint them into my painting. So that's my first criteria for choosing books. And the second one is when the topic really interests me, for example the telepathy book. This thing, it's a tea strainer, and I tried to turn it into, it doesn't properly have a name, like a turpentine strainer. I think you put some metal strainer like this into the glass with turpentine, and I know that it's often done with a metal spiral so that the old paint falls to the bottom when you wipe the brush against it, leaving the turpentine cleaner on top. I'm not sure if it works completely, but I have been using it since then and it doesn't bother me and it seems to clean the brushes better. I don't know about the turpentine thing, if it's cleaner on top or not. I think it was probably worth it, and it also cost like 50 crowns, so... Regarding this painting, there's a lot of debate about the original plan, which was for both girls to have some sort of transparent wings, not positioned as high up as the one on the left is drawn, and they were supposed to be more like folded down, dragging behind them. But I was criticized by the teacher for some of my paintings being too commercial, like the elves, the vampires and such, as if I were targeting a specific group of people. These already made up things, cultural things like those vampires, wizards, etc. And that when creating such a fantasy world, a person can paint and invent a lot of new things, and that I shouldn't just focus on those already made up things, like how elves look or how vampires should look. So I should create my own beings. But I didn't completely understand that, because what I do is a bit different. I will add wings, but that doesn't automatically make them fairies, or it's not my intention. Many characters from my fantasy world put on painting have wings, but they don't represent a specific beings like fairies or vampires. They are just women who have the advantage of having wings. So I don't really know what they meant by that, or if they just misunderstood what I make. Anyway, I got the impression that they would prefer if I didn't put the wings on and left it more like normal, because it already looks fantasy, so with the lots of mushrooms that don't exist, or with the historic clothing. But I just really want to put those wings there. But then again, I think, okay, I can try something else. I can try not to putting them there, but I don't know if I should follow what the teacher said, which I don't completely understand, or just do what I want, which of course they told me to do what I want and what I enjoy, but I also want to take their criticism, and in this case I'm not sure if they really understood the painting. Like I said, I'm not trying to depict a specific magical being. I just take those fantasy elements and put them into my painting without any naming of those beings. So I don't know, in the end, in this painting, I didn't put the wings there and talked about it with the teachers, so they understand it now a little bit better. But I have to mention that my painting teachers are really great people and I love them. It's a huge change for me, because at grammar school and the high school, I had a teacher who hated me and harassed me, and they even stalked me on the social media, so I couldn't say a word about them. So it's really unusual for me that these are actually great people that you can have a normal conversation with, and they treat you as students as equals. They don't look down on us, which I felt at grammar school, that I was just a pawn under those teachers, that I had to behave according to some order that I never understood and never really followed. So I had problems, and the reason why I had those problems, I think, is also because I had the individual plan for health reason, and mainly because of mental health reasons, and many of the old teachers didn't really understand it and just seemed me as a lazy student. So of course I expected college to be more individualistic, that no one would tell me what to do, what I should study, like if I should study, it's completely on me now. So, no one will tell me what to do, which is the main thing that bothered me in high school, that they just hover over you and tell you what you must do and what you must not do, and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And that's not the case in college. Like, you do you, it's not my problem, you know. So it's way better. And also, I will never have a math or physics class again in my life. I think it still doesn't quite sink in for me that I will never have to go back to high school and have those classes that I hated. I think it's also probably because I had the individual plan, so I didn't attend high school that much. So it's not such a big shock that I'm not going to high school anymore, but somewhere else. It's just really great. I enjoy it. I don't have a school-related blues anymore. Everything is fine, although now the autumn has started and unfortunately my seasonal depression has resurfaced, but I have one big worry less, so I'm glad for that. And finally, a compilation, or rather just a video of how my boyfriend and I were carving pumpkins in the autumn, and I think it's quite cute. That's it for this video, so have a nice day. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video.